Hello, so welcome to the 50 Stitches Crochet Along, and this week we're making the cable stitch. So it's called the cable stitch because these cables cross these groups of double crochet. So it's not your traditional cable of the 3D effect of it snaking up, but it's just referring to this cable here. So it's made up of groups of double crochet with rows of single crochet in between. So it's a double-sided effect. Those lovely cables. I think this would look really nice as a cowl actually. I'll just try that one day. Okay, so how do we make it? For this we're going to use a 4mm hook, and we're going to start by chaining 31, and in the third chain from your hook you're going to make a single crochet. Remember that turning chain counts as a stitch, so that's single crochet, it's your second stitch, and you're just going to single crochet all the way down the row for this, and you'll have 30 stitches in total including the turning chain. So I'm just going to finish those last couple of single crochet for row 1, and then we're going to turn, chain 1, and in the top of that first stitch we're going to make the alternate turning chain. If you haven't seen me do this before, if you just go to the channel, top of the YouTube channel, and search for the turning chain, you'll find it. A video showing how to do this. So this counts as a stitch, so I'm just going to pop a stitch marker in the top. And now we're going to make our first set. So for this stitch, a set, what I'm referring to, bring up the original stitch, is one group. So a group is 3 double crochet with a cable going across, and each row of these will have 7 sets. So your turning chain is in stitch 1. We're going to skip stitch 2, and in stitch 3 we're going to make a double crochet, and in the next 2 stitches we'll make double crochet as well to give us our set of 3. Okay, so now we've done those, we need to make our cable. So yarn over, and we're going to go back to this skip stitch, just pop your hook in, and you're going to yarn over, pull through a loop, and bring up that loop. So you want to bring it up to the same height as your other stitches, and then you're going to just make a double crochet. And there you go, that's your first stitch. So you want to bring this loop up nice and high, because you want it tight enough that it's not going to flop, but loose enough that it's not going to constrict those stitches and form a noose. You just want it nice and relaxed across there. And that is the cable stitch. So for the next group we're going to skip the next stitch. So this stitch here, you can just see that last double crochet going in. So we skip the next stitch, and then the next 3 stitches we'll make double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, and yarn over, go back to that skip stitch, hook in, yarn over, and then pull up a nice long loop. So make sure it's just as high as your other stitches, and then double crochet. So it is just one big long double crochet, just with a very long first loop. So if it starts to get a bit twisted, just give it a little helping hand, and there we go. So there's 7 of these in the row. So that's the stitch with your last double crochet in. So we skip that stitch and then double crochet in this one if my hook will go in. There we go. Right. 1, 2, and 3 double crochet. Then yarn over, go back to that skip stitch, pop your hook in, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's the last double crochet that we did. We skip this stitch and then make the next group of 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Then yarn over, go back to that skip stitch, hook through, yarn over, pull through a loop, make it nice and high, and then finish the double crochet. See the nice coming along nicely there? So skip the next stitch and start the next set of 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, back to that skip stitch, hook through, yarn over, and then pull up a nice long loop, and then finish the double crochet. Skip the next stitch, next set of 3. Oops. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, back to that skip stitch, pull up a loop. I find once we get to the end of this, especially this second row, it can be a bit fiddly. That end just wants to jump through the loop you're drawing up. Okay, so last set. Skip stitch into the next one. 3 double crochet. And 3. So when I make this third one, you'll see that you've got 1 stitch left over. Okay, so that one is still to be used. I'll come back to that in a minute. I'm going to yarn over, back to the skip stitch. No, I didn't go through. Into there, there we go. Just make sure that loop's on top. Pull through. Yarn up. And double crochet. Okay, so we've got 1 stitch left, and in that final stitch we're going to make a double crochet. So that'll be in the row 2, that'll be the top of the turning chain. Give me a second, because as usual I made it too tight. I've got to get out this habit. Normally when I'm sitting nice and cosy in my chair, this is really easy, but sat here at the camera, it's a bit of an odd position for me, so I tend to crochet much tighter than usual. There we go. So each row of these cables, you'll have 7 sets, and you'll start and end with a double crochet. So for row 3, you're going to chain 1 and make a single crochet. Oops. And single crochet in that first stitch, and then just single crochet across the entire row. And we're just going to repeat these 2 rows, cable row and single crochet, for the entire square. And that is all there is to it. So, though it's a double-sided square, you will always have a right side. Okay, so row 2, as you're making it, is the right side. You'll turn over, it'll be slightly more untidy. Your cables will be a little bit more twisted. You can sort them out. They will untwist very easily. Just draw a fingernail down them and they'll come right. They're coming right there. So we're just going to repeat those 2 rows. I'll just bring back the original square. So each row of cables has 7 sets, and after each row of cables you'll do a row single crochet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to have 8 rows of each. That is right, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So you start with a row single crochet. You'll end with a row of cables. I have ended with a row of cables, haven't I? Hang on. No, I've ended with a row of single crochet. Right. So take that back. Honestly, I've wrote this down. Right. You start with a row of single crochet. You end with a row of single crochet. You have 8 rows of cables, 9 rows of single crochet. So for the border, right, let me get this straight. Across the top and bottom, simple, 1 single crochet in each row. For the sides, it's a little more complicated, as always. In rows 3, it's in the side of the cables. Okay. It's easier just to tell you how it goes on the side of the cables. In every single crochet row, you're going to make 1 single crochet. In the side of the cables, you'll make a single crochet in most of them. In 1, 2, 3, 4 of the cable rows, you need to make 2 single crochet. And we're going to put this in the description as well. Add an extra single crochet for the turn. So remember, I count that extra diagonal stitch in the count of both sides it's on. So it'll be 32 single crochet each way, 124 single crochet in total on that border. And that is the cable stitch. So as always, if you have any questions, do come over to the Facebook group. I'm always happy to help, and there's always a help thread there. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And please come and show us your finished squares. It's always great to see what you come up with. And I will see you next week for the next square. Okay, bye for now.